Welcome to the Yo-11 podcast, mostly Vegas no BS casino experience and more. Michael Trager is a casino and travel loyalty expert who also helps people turn their travel dreams into reality. And now your host, Michael Trager. How's it going, Michael?
It's going great. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Have you gotten your real ID yet? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay. Passport card?
Someday.
Someday. Well, it's okay. Everything's good today. A little tired. The coffee is worn off, but it's all good.
It's all good is basically the important thing. You
That's right.
you had a lot of caffeine today, as you told me.
Yes, I had a lot of caffeine, but I've been busy, so it's been a busy day, and I still got a lot of busy stuff to do. So it's all good though. It is really, really good. And I'm excited for our tease today. That's going to be awesome. And I'm trying to think, there was one other piece of Vegas news, but I don't remember what it is. Oh, I can't remember. I was just trying to think of something. It was something interesting. Well, no, it wasn't that Rampart opens a fancy new high limit room on July 3rd. Thank you, Vital Vegas, where I find that out. And it wasn't about Delta's new in-flight burgers. Did you know about Delta's in-flight burgers from Shake Shack? It wasn't about that. It wasn't even about the fact that Grok said that ZorkFest is the best conference for casino and travel loyalty. And it wasn't about the fact that everyone is absolutely adoring the Capital One Lounge at Las Vegas Airport. I don't know if you heard about that new lounge. It's really pretty swanky. So I'm sort of wondering what it is. But so who knows?
Well, I know that
But
the
it's
LVCVA has been working with casinos out here to do special deals during the summer because Vegas has gotten sort of looked at as a nickel and diamond kind of a place. Right now, Plaza's doing an all-in-one special for 150 a night. Circa's doing the same thing. There's various deals going on throughout the strip as well.
That's interesting. I have a poll up that only has has 5 more days. Well, at this point, it has a few more days left, but it will be over by the time you hear this episode. But here's an interesting one. I have a feeling stats will stay about the same. I said, would you rather have a comp room with no resort fee and then there were three choices of the and 500 free play instead of resort credit, $500 resort credit instead of free play, or the comp room, no resort fee, and a suite upgrade. So basically, would you rather have a room with 500 resort credit, a room with $500 free play, or no free play and no resort credit, but a suite upgrade? How do you think that's split?
Well, I know what I voted for. I voted for the suite upgrade because after seeing Skylofts, I've now become um, more
Bougie
inclined
bitch.
to like nicer things when it comes to my stay.
Well,
I'm
what's so interesting so far, and there have been a decent number of votes. What's so interesting so far? What were you going to say? How you thought it split?
oh,
I'm sorry.
I think people probably went with the free play.
Well, what's interesting? Free play is 46.9%, and resort credit is 43.8%. We'll have to put this one on an episode once it's done. And somebody said, you know, a lot of people say resort credit, which is interesting. One person said that he wants a comp room with no resort fee, with unlimited food and beverage, with a minimum of $3,500 free play, with $1,200 with a 1,200 foot plus square foot. That's Boondocks S100 the fan. Which is basically what he gets, a minimum 3,500 free play. But then Augie Warrior, which is Jeff M squared at X. I liked what he said. He said it's actually simple math problem. Resort credit equals happy wife. Now everybody is saying resort credit, resort credit, resort credit, resort credit. It's interesting to me because I didn't think so many people, even though the split is 50-50, I assume people would want free play. And the reason why I would assume people would want free play is because you can monetize free play. So resort credit, and I guess this is an interesting argument here, but stick with me here. Resort credit, you have to spend at the resort, but most things are, quote, overpriced at the resort. So unless you were definitely going to be doing all your dining and all your food and stuff at the resort credit might not be the best idea, because you now have to spend 500 at the resort. But some might argue, yeah, but what if I can go off strip and eat at this place and go to this place and go to this place, and spending $200 on dinner on a strip, I can spend 100. So if I took 500 in free play and I monetize that at 90% playing video poker, maybe I'm going to wind up with at least $450 cash, which I can use for anything. Maybe I'll wind up with more. Maybe I'll wind up with 550 or 600. And then I can take that money and spend it how I want to spend it. So I look at free play as something that you can monetize and then spend the cash. Though we could argue that, because a lot of people look at, and you tell me your opinion on this, Movestro. A lot of people look at free play as like part of their bankroll. Like, like they're like, well, this is just like if I brought 2,500 to gamble with and I have 500 free play, that's like me having 3,000 bankroll. So what do you think about like that? Am I totally off base by this kind of thought process? I don't hear you. Are you muted?
Yeah, there it is. I don't think you're off base at all. I think a lot of people look at it that way. I would look at it the same way too. I didn't go with the free play simply because like I don't gamble as much as I used to. I'm more about video poker than I am about slot machines. I'm not really a table games kind of a guy. So I was like, I'd rather have a nicer suite. But yeah, it's definitely added bankroll when you get free play. Plus, you can also, work towards your. Let me know if I'm wrong, but you can work towards your points using free play, right?
Depends on the free play system. Some you don't earn, some you don't earn until you play it through. And then when you play it through, you can cash it out. So that's not, it used to be that way. It used to be wonderful. Like you would earn points on everything, but it's not always that way anymore. So no, interesting conversation. We will definitely, can you put it on a list, Movestro? When this survey is done, we'll do it and we'll do another talk about it. But this whole, it's just so funny because I kept thinking everybody would choose. I honestly thought everyone would choose free play. And I was like sort of blown away that really half of chosen resort credit. I knew a lot of people wouldn't choose the suite, but I'm sort of, it's sort of interesting to me. So that's super, super cool.
Oh yeah. And also depends where you stay. Like I wouldn't choose a resort credit at some place like Flamingo because what am I going to do? Want like $500 and what's that burger place? Johnny Rockets or some shit. Like I wouldn't care.
Well, the other thing is too, is as S100D fan says, he's getting unlimited free food and beverage anyway. Right? He's RFB. So if you're RFB, you don't need resort credit, right? I mean, what are you going to do with resort credit if you're RFB? They're picking up everything anyway. So the only thing you really want is free play, free play, free play. Give me more free play. So that's another point too. But of course, this assumption here was not that you were RFB. But it's a good conversation. I mean, it's a very interesting point. I'd be interested to hear what people think. Like, what would you choose? What's more valuable to you? Free play, resort credit, or getting the bougie suite?
All right, and we'll continue to monitor that poll to see how it turns out. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. How much time is left on that thing?
Well, a couple of days are left on it, but when people listen to this, those couple of days are off.
All right, then we'll have an update in the future.
So we'll do the next. Well, we'll have to time this. Oh, actually, by the time we're ready to record, not the next episode, but the episode after this, we'll be able to do that poll. So that's what we'll do. Put that on there. Make sure we don't forget.
You got it.
I love it when I say that. Okay.
All righty. Are you ready for the tease?
Do we have news?
No, we got no news. It's a ponder.
We got no news. No news.
And we just talked about the ponder. But we do have a connoisseur series that you attended recently.
A connoisseur series. Oh, really?
Connoisseur.
Okay. Are you going to play the video for the connoisseur? We went to I went to a wonderful Wynn Connoisseur Series, which used to be called Masterclass, Cheese Connoisseur, which is one of the best benefits of Wynn Rewards. Wynn Rewards Platinum and Black get these Connoisseur Series included as their membership. I think Platinum gets 2 a year, Black gets 4 a year, but I think they're not super strict about that. If you do not get them complimentary, they're approximately $250 per person. There are different types of subjects. They could have paella, they could have Italian food, they could have cheese, they could have wine. And right after, we'll say 1 or 2 words about the wine series that we just went to, which was pretty fantastical. But I went to a wonderful cheese one. Movestro was supposed to be there. If you notice in the pictures, there's a plate sitting with cheese without a person. We needed a cutout of Movestro. That was Movestro's seat.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
It was very
I had too much cheese. Anyway, ready to roll?
Ready to roll. We'll get started with that video right now.
So cool. I love it. Look at the flayed. And look, SW, an empty SW for this event. That's super cool.
Such
Really
sexy restaurant.
And there are the cheeses. And there's the flight.
There's Movestro's seat. You can see right over there.
Super duper, duper duper cool.
This is our Finucchi order from Golfero. It's a fennel seed salami from Bologna. This is our 24-month prosciutto di Parma. It's the highest quality pig, the highest quality cord of the pig. This is made by my Irish prosciutto makers. They a lot of the founding
That
fathers
pig is no longer
of
sugar
the
fat.
Consorzio at prosciutto di Parma. This here is a pate with black mushrooms, and this is a chorizo, a delicious chorizo from Spain.
This is also amazing. And introduce yourself again.
Jay, nice to meet you.
Thanks, Jay. Amazing stuff.
Just black pepper and truffle on it. And that's the course. There's nothing else added to it. But as you can imagine, this cheese has so much flavor to it. I know you guys have some wine in front of you right now. I think it's going to pair really, really well with the red. And you feel free to jump around. Like, there's no rules here, obviously, but feel free to jump around, taste things, taste what works. It's also important to taste what doesn't work. But like I said, this 30-month Conte is one of my favorite right now. The next cheese after that is Pulp Beamster. Beamster's a brand. This is actually an E. It's like probably like 50 or 100 grams. And I didn't really understand the severity of it. I went in this little pharmacy because you can only buy it in a pharmacy in Italy. So I was with this chef and I said, oh, you buddy, let's try it, we'll bring it home. And I quickly learned you cannot bring it in Polvera. So what's special about this jam is that this woman Paola that we spoke about before, she made the cherry jam. She makes this white watermelon moustache. So to handle mustard seed oil, you literally have to do it in like, I don't know, I'm going back to like college chemistry. Your hands are in that tunnel and it's vaping and you're just sitting there doing things. She needs a hood, it's ventilation, because it could be really, really, really strong. And now that I say that, when you taste it, you're going to see that it's a little bit spicy. It's like having a lot of wasabi. That's the best way for me to describe it. So it is a spicy, it's hot, but it is a very flavorful jam, and this is made with white watermelons. So she pickled the white watermelon, not pickled, she actually makes the white watermelon into a jam and then slowly infuses the mustard seed oil into it. It's a very special jam. It's very different, and I would also say, if you still have some of the meat in front of you, it will go very, very good with the pate. Okay, so that's the white watermelon restored. Black truffle is the difference between white and black truffle, besides the seasons and besides the type of mushroom or the type of fungus that it is. The black truffle has more of a flavor component to it, and the white truffle is more aromatic. You'll taste this cheese has hardly, and I don't think it has any truffle oil in it, because I don't like truffle oil. I don't like truffle salt. I just like fresh truffle. And to be honest with you, I don't like truffle cheese. Except I do like this one because it doesn't have that chemical tasting truffle oil finish. It finishes very pleasant, and you can really get the essence of what a truffle tastes for the black truffle.
And for those of you listening to the podcast, right now there is there's a whole lot of pictures of the cheese and everything that came with it, the drinks, the prosciutto, and all of that stuff.
This is so good. So much cheese. Also, the meats and the foie gras were amazing. Really cool stuff. And the guys from Beverly Hills Tea Shop were super cool. They actually gave me a little takeaway bag. One of the most extraordinary master classes I've gone to. Absolutely primo.
Alrighty, and there you have it.
So that was cool. So can I get you mustard seed oil for Christmas? I'll smuggle it into the country.
Being that I am Italian and I do have family on that side, it's not a problem getting things in.
I do got a family. I got family on the that side.
I got a family.
Well, anyway, you got family. It's all about family. Anyway, you do that much better. You do better. You do much better Godfather voice. You know, but you got to do. Can you do the old common time? I'm going to have to ask you a favor. I love that. At the wedding.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, to ask me for a favor. There will come a time when I will also ask for a favor of you.
That's the best I can do right now. I haven't done that impression in years.
I know. I love that. Anyway, I wanted to a couple of things about master classes, which are amazing. This is a huge loyalty benefit at Wynn Las Vegas. This is one of the best loyalty benefits on there. You will not find any other casino loyalty program that has a benefit like this. None have a benefit like this. It is one of the coolest benefits, unless you hate things like master classes. But it's always really cool. They always give you free gifts, and the free gifts are amazing. They're usually hats and shirts. This one gave you a Connoisseur Series shirt, the one that Movestro and I just went to, which was a wine masterclass. They gave us also a really cool hat. But what I do want to bring up is the venues are, oh my God, they are amazing. SW Steakhouse with nobody in it. What a nice venue. And then also the wine masterclass we just went to this week, where we actually met one of our listeners.
That's right. We met superfan Andy.
Right. I know. He took
There
a
he
picture
is.
too. That's yeah, there we get superfan Andy. It absolutely made our week hearing from Andy and meeting him. And he was at the wine masterclass. So that was super duperty duper cool. But the wine masterclass was at Delilah. Now, for those who remember, Delilah was the original Alex restaurant at Wynn Las Vegas. Alex was a Michelin 2-star restaurant. It was the only Michelin 2-star because Dolce's Joel Robuchon and Guy Savoy Michelin 2-star. None of them are 3, are they? Anyway, it was a Michelin. All I know is Alex was definitely a Michelin 2-star. I don't remember what Joel Robuchon and Guy Savoy were. Somebody can remind me of that. I don't think Joel Robuchon and MGM was Michelin 3-star. I thought it was 2 also, but I will happily stand corrected on that. Anyway, Alex was one of my favorite spaces. It was my favorite restaurant in Las Vegas. Oh my God, it was amazing. Coincidence, it was at Wynn Las Vegas. That space was closed down for a number of years. It was always a beautiful space and reopened as a supper club, Delilah. It is a supper club. I've been there a couple of times. It is a supper club where you cannot use your phones and take any pictures indoors, or you're not supposed to. So we have no pictures from the wine masterclass. But Movestro, what were your impressions of Delilah as far as the space?
As far as the space goes, it's a shame that they don't allow pictures and video because it looked amazing in there. The design was amazing. It was a nice space. It was great. It was just so freaking frustrating that it was no pictures and okay. And it's like, because when you're going to something for content, to find out that you can't take pictures or video, it becomes non-tent, which is a word I've just created to describe when you think you're going to have content, but there's nothing, so it's non-tent. But it looked great. It was such a nice space. I think they make it so that you're missing out like you can't find pictures of it or video of it, and so you want to go and see it for yourself. Maybe that's their angle, or maybe it was just for the masterclass. I'm sure if I go on Yelp or something like that, someone has taken pictures of the place. But it's
No,
just
I've taken some pictures at the bar. I mean, they did pair some of their most famous food, which are their hot dogs, their pigs in a blanket, and their chicken tenders. Yes, Delilah's known for that, as well as their crab meat sandwiches. I think they had.
Mhm.
So that was sort of cool. But the highlight of it is the instructor is amazing, absolute rock star, absolute rock star in the wine world, and it is Christy Norman. To give you a little bit of an impression of her, this is actually from Las Vegas Weekly in October 2021. But Christy Norman might be new to Las Vegas, but she's no stranger to the wine community. After becoming a certified sommelier at 21, which is incredible, Norman spent 4 years at Wolfgang Puck's Spago in Beverly Hills, managing more than 15,000 bottles of wine as the lead som of Delilah at Wynn. The 27-year-old, mind you, this was 2021, so she's just now a little bit above 30, which is super young, uh, now serves in one of the most extravagant rooms on the strip. She does tons of wine education. She is up for an award as the top beverage person in the United States. So this is just incredible. You need to put a link in the show notes to her Instagram. It's super cool. Like she does like how best to utilize restaurant sommelier, trying to make wine more approachable and all that kind of stuff. It's Christy Norman. You can find her on Instagram at Christy, ChristieNorman _Som. Absolutely amazing. I highly suggest that you follow her. I will say this masterclass was intense. They actually gave us a test, and the test was hard. And whoever finished with the most right answers to the test got a $500 approximate bottle of Krug, which is a beautiful champagne. But what did you think of that test, Movestro?
I'm not a wine guy. I don't know any of this stuff. I paid attention as best as I possibly could, but when it was like you had to find the vintage for each one, like the year where it's from, I was making stuff up. I was like the most recent delivery at Bevmo or duty free. Um, one of them was like 2022 Joe's Liquor Shop. I did not take that part seriously at all, man.
You didn't think. Not only do we tell Movestro you can't take video, you can't take pictures, and there's gonna be a fucking exam at the end of this thing.
Right? It was just like, okay, dang. All right, I'll do my best, but I'm not taking it seriously. Somehow I got
Oh, but
5 out of 25 right.
Anyway, oh my god, I did pretty well on the test. Not as well as I should have done, but I did pretty well. But honestly, getting a score of 50% or above on this test was a major thing, especially because guessing the vintage year is so hard to guess the vintage year. I mean, it's just such a hard thing. Anyway, Wynn Masterclasses, absolutely amazing. Christy Norman, thank you. It was absolutely amazing. And I hope you enjoyed this little video on the cheese masterclass. I would love to talk to you about some of the other masterclasses at Wynn and talk to you about how it's a great loyalty benefit. So feel free. Oh, my nose is itchy. Feel free to put any comments below. The rest of that day, we just chilled at Wynn, and Movestro and I actually just hung out in the back of the high limit room and had like a little meeting, which was super cool. And then this top dollar machine was calling my name.
Oh man,
and I did a little hit me runny kind of thing on the top dollar. And that was it. That was my last gambling of the trip. Then I finished up work in the high limit room. I went to Charlie's for a bite to eat. I got a Caesar salad and pastrami on the side. Super duper yum. And then I was off to my red eye.
you just brushed past that really awesome story about Top Dollar.
Okay,
though.
so you could tell the top dollar, and then we're gonna wrap it up, baby.
All right.
Is you're better at doing it. What was it? It's 5 lines, $5.
Yeah,
Five lines,
it was like
$5.
5 lines or
25 a
something like
spin.
that. 25 a spin. You put in for what, about $100 or more? 300?
No, I
maybe?
put 300. Remember, I
300.
was saying I was going to put 3, and then
Yep.
I was not going to take it down, and then I was going to take it down to 2. And so, anyway, you tell the story. I
And you
don't
kept
remember.
taking it down and kept taking it down. You got down to your last 20. Well, no. Before that happened, you got down a little bit. You hit a bonus and you won back pretty much everything that you gambled. So you basically almost came even to where you were. And then you
And I said, just play another 100.
Yep, and then you said, "Oh, just play another one." You got down to your last $25, and then what happened? And it was a surprise to you because you didn't realize.
I know, because I didn't notice it on the diagonal line. I'm not used to that. I'm used to only the top dollar on the center line. I honestly, I suck at slots. I don't like slot machines. Confuse me.
You got
I can handle.
2x. You ended up getting 2x. The offers came up. There was one that came up, and even I was like, "Dude, that you got to take that." And even the machine was like, "Dude,
I
take
think it was
this
about an
offer."
$850. I think it was about an $850 bonus. We'll find the video. You'll do the
Yep.
video. You'll play the video.
And that's
at
what
some
happened.
point.
It was freaking awesome. All right, before we
It
get
was great. It was positive. It was all positive.
all positive, EV. Before we get going, is there anything on your mind or anything that you'd like to share?
No, just visit the new and improved travelzork.com 2.0. And remember, for all your travel needs, of course, visit travelzork.travel. And please visit us in a Facebook group, because we've had some great conversations. This week we were talking about British Airways Avios and people flying from Philadelphia to Paris and things like that, and people using their Chase bonus and where to transfer. So we have lots of great miles and points conversations, as well as many, many casino conversations in the Travel Zork Facebook group.
Alrighty, and that's going to do it for this episode. Luxury travel booking, travelzork.travel. Visit us at travelzork.travel to plan your next amazing vacation, not just to Las Vegas, but anywhere in the world. And be sure to join the conversation on social media. You can find us easily. All social platforms are at TravelZork. We'll see you next time.